everybody. Welcome to the coffee lounge. I am really here in a coffee shop and I'm sitting outdoors here. You can see there's lots of other people over there and my laptop in here. And back there, actually, that's Starbucks. And for a change, I'm not in a Starbucks, but at a different coffee shop. It's diagonally opposite. It's called Shotted, Shotted, Shotted in Gainesville, Virginia. This place is pretty far from my place, about 45 minutes away, but I'm so glad that I came here. I love this place. I just wish this place was like 15 minutes away from my home or 5 minutes away. It'll be even better. But anyway, I'm here, and in today's episode, we are going to talk about Jeremiah 33:3. Jeremiah 33:3. And I'm going to read the verse first. I have my laptop up here where I brought up the King James Version. I first read that, and then I read World English Bible, WEB Web Version, because those two are copyright free. So the first one, King James Version. Call unto me, and I will answer thee, Thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. My God, this English is gonna break my teeth someday. Anyway, that's the fun part. That's why I also actually like to read the KJV version. I have the book version, like the real hard copy in my bag, but I just decided to read it from here, so that people don't stare at me when I take the Bible out on a Sunday afternoon in a coffee shop. Some days I might do that, but anyway. Now the World English Bible version, that is supposed to be more modern and easy English. So that says, call to me and I will answer you and will show you great and difficult things which you don't know. Whatever is difficult that we don't know, God is going to show to us when we ask for it. That's the meaning. So I'll tell you how this verse I was able to relate the other day. It was, I think, 2 weekends ago or something. So I was watching on TV. It was, I think, Saturday or Sunday morning. I was watching. Recently, I have been watching lots of, not always, but like the Lakewood Church. I know it's a little controversial with, what's his name, Pastor. Oh my God, I like him, but I forgot his name. Joel Osteen. So his messages are great. A lot of people don't like him for different reasons, but I think he has changed so many lives. I think in the society, a lot of time people just hear a few bad things and they get deterred. My thing is, if you can find 6 bad things in his 26 years of teaching, look more. But anyway, I'm not going to get there. The whole point is, these days, like for me, even if you can think of any most controversial person in history and in current times, I keep an open mind, because there is always something we can learn from each and everybody. Not only each and everybody, but every conversation, every text, every comment. If something makes you think, like angry, like dig deeper. Why is it making you angry? When did it start making you angry? Anyway, so long story short, so I listened to him quite a bit, and so that day it was Lisa, his sister, Lisa Osteen. She was preaching in the sermon. She read that sermon. She brought up that Jeremiah 33:3. And it just stuck with me that like when you don't have something, call to God, like ask God, and God will show you things that you don't know, the hidden things and stuff like that. So I went out that day. My daughter was with her dad, and I went out by myself. At first, I think I was just driving around to some areas around our house, and then suddenly it's just the urge um, was that to go to a library. It is like the next city over, and a friend of mine had been talking about that library, and I'm like, I'll go someday. And then that day, I don't know, for some reason, I wanted to drive to that library. So I go there, and before going to the library, right next to that, there is a park, and lots of kids are playing there and stuff like that. So I sat there for a little bit because it was nice and shaded, and there was like a shelter, picnic shelter out there, like it was empty. So I sat there, and I kind of took it in, did my mindfulness practice and whatnot. It felt really good. And then I went to the library. Inside the library is nice, and I was kind of walking around to see. And by then, I was almost ready to come back, and I kept looking for some books here and there. Anyway, long story short, I was almost coming out, and there is a section where they have some books that you can buy. So as I was looking for things, I came across a book. It was about love languages for kids. So let me explain it to you. You may have heard Love Languages for Big People, written by Gary Chapman. And so Gary Chapman also has books for kids' love language, which I didn't know. I know a lot about, like, big people love language, and especially after divorce, which we cover in this channel a lot, how love language mismatch, like this is the match and this is the mismatch can create issue. And then eventually, and love language doesn't always stay same. Sometimes it changes also with life experience. It can change. So anyway, so that book really interested me. I'm like, so I read a little bit, and then also I ordered another book from Amazon relating to that, because here's the thing. As we go through life, and if divorce happens in your life, unfortunately, if you had that experience, you, of course, a lot of people, I think, like before they get to a second relationship or something, they figure out the love languages thing, because either through therapy or some way they hear it. And again, here we don't talk about therapy, we talk about reinventing. Reinventing means getting to the bottom of your inner layer, like you call it subconscious, you call it superconscious. That's where we get to. And then it is 80% future focused. We help you to process the past, but it is all how you can redesign your life, the future, the second half of your life, the best way possible. So anyway, so what I realized also is that, my daughter, she's 9 years old. So for me, our separation has been 2 years, close to 2 years. In a month it'll be 2 years. I laugh because, I reinvented myself. Now I don't regret anything. I'm grateful for every little thing that happened, because without that, I won't be the version I am today. And I'm able to help so many people, and I feel so grateful, because not only because I can help, but I really feel that divine connection. And I feel that with that divine connection and without God's help, I won't be able to help the people, because I never felt so fearless in my life. I can't tell you. And if I were to die tomorrow, I won't regret a thing, because I give my best. I don't look for external validations the way I used to when I was in my corporate and things like that. So it's a life that is possible only when you get to your inner core. And I wouldn't be able to get to that, because when we are stripped down to the version of between life and death, when you have nothing else to lose, it is there. So you have to get to that place to become the the unlimited, the fearless version of you. And it is challenging. So sometimes, if you have somebody, they're coaching you or mentoring you or something, if you work with them, it is good. But in my case, I did a lot of different kind of things, and I'm grateful that even though, like, I had no family here in the United States other than my daughter, I had some really good friends that was God sent for me. So anyway, where I was going with that is that kids have love language, and when we use those love languages, they feel more loved. And that was a learning lesson for me too. Because in the process of divorce, one thing that we forget, sorry, somebody was playing there or something, so the sound kind of distracted me. They're still playing. I hope you guys can't hear it too much. But anyway, so, you know, after you have divorce or a job loss, in my case both happen at the same time, there is a time. For some people it could be a few months, for some people it could be a year, it could be many years, I don't know, depends. First, you are kind of putting the oxygen mask on yourself, and that is important. Like, you have heard on the airplane they always say put your oxygen mask first before you help someone else. And you have to do that, or else you can't help your kid. So as you are doing that, you are, wow, the sound of the car, I don't know if you guys heard it. So while you're helping your kid, you're doing that. But a time will come when you'll feel like, you have gotten to a place that is stable, that you can manage the day-to-day drama. It's funny I said drama, but it is. Sometimes life is full of drama. Sometimes you are doing the drama. In my case, I'm doing the drama, or sometimes people around us are doing the drama, right? So you're just part of it. But anyway, uh, and there comes a time when you will notice that your kid is also kid, or kids, in your case you may have multiple kids, we have one. Your kids are also healing, and in their case, um, it is actually harder, because for us it's like we lived a single life before, right, before we got into the marriage or relationship. But for kids, this is the only life they know, right? um, and it is the only life they know. So it's like the fear of unknown. If you think what the fear of unknown we have, the fear of unknown for them is, I don't know, 10 times, 100 times. And then also they don't have the words to explain that emotion as much. And if you can get a good kids therapist, counselor, it's very good. For us, we have for my daughter. And don't think what society is going to think. If they have that support, it's always a good thing, because it's a lot for a kid to go through. Doesn't matter how old they are, right? um, Elementary, middle school, high school, it's a big emotion to navigate, something that is totally new. And if it is used the right way, it can make them more resilient. So you have to look at the positive side of it. Like in my case, my dad died when I was 6 years old. He had a natural death, but I had that void growing up, and I didn't even realize the impact of it until I was late 30s. But a lot of it also made me resilient, right? So the same thing, I can look at it two different ways. One is, okay, I had that happening, and second is, what can I learn from that life experience? Like Wayne Dyer would say, our life here on this earth is like we are on this earth school. We are all learning. Every experience is teaching us something. So if we are open to it, if you want to learn about it, we get to learn about it. So, if you have divorce going on, and if your kids, if you are trying to help them to heal and navigate that journey, try and check out those love language book from Gary Chapman for your kids, because sometimes, I'll be honest, I feel lost. I don't know how I can make my daughter feel that unconditional love. My mom gave me that unconditional love, and she still does, and I learned so much from her. I want to give that to my daughter, but I don't always do the way that she would understand. And I think a lot of time it also is like, I grew up in India in a very poor family. We were 6 kids, and my daughter, she's only child, and both of us had very good jobs. So our lifestyle and the way I grew up is very, very different. So the things that my mom did to make me feel loved, that unconditional love is not going to be the same thing. And it's not my fault, it's not my daughter's fault, but it is just what it is. That's the reality. But now, for me to make sure that she feels loved, I need to learn that. I need to learn how to help her to feel that unconditional support no matter what happens. And my mom still does that to me. I'm in my 40s. I left my home when I was 18 to do my engineering further out in India in a different town, and then for my work I was in different places. I came here in this country. By now I'm like, half of my life I lived here, half of my life I lived in India. But the thing is, I talk to her once a week, my mom, but I still feel that unconditional love from her, right? It is so strong. I just hope and wish that I can give that support to my daughter. And sometimes when it is hard, you want to do that, but you just don't know how. You just have to trust the timing of everything. So I pray to God to give me the strength, to give me the courage, and also to show me the things like this verse I was telling you, right? It says, call to me and I will answer you and will show you great and difficult things which you don't know. So I pray to God that the things that I don't know, to show me, to teach me, so that, I can do that for my daughter. So same thing for you, just think. And then also sometimes it is important to forgive ourselves for the wrong that we do, because we are human. We are supposed to be not perfect. God is perfect. So it is important for us to know that if we did something wrong, the goal is to not repeat the same thing next time. And sometimes, no matter how much we try, we still will make those mistakes. And we can all only try. We can try our best. And if we didn't meet the mark, there's no point beating ourselves up, right? Because life is short. Because if you beat yourself up for that, your kid is going to suffer more, right? It's like there's a saying, they say people who are hurting, hurt people is H-U-R-T, hurt. So if you're hurting, you are going to hurt the other person around you. So do what you can so that you are not hurting. Your cup is full. Like I came here today so that my cup is full. When I'm in a coffee shop, not only the cup gets filled with coffee, but my real cup, and I call it bucket, my bucket gets filled. So anyway, my friends, so I'm so glad this Bible verse episodes, and somehow it is just not only learning the verses, but how God is showing me to connect it with the life, the day-to-day life. I'm so grateful. So if something resonated with you deeply, also please do share, and how this verse maybe showed you something in your life. You have some experience like that, please comment below, because you never know who will look at your comment and will be able to relate, because everybody's life is different. Somebody might not relate with my story, but they may. At the same time, somebody may relate with your story, because there's so much pain and suffering in this world, and especially after divorce, people who go through that journey, only they know how hard it is, how painful that journey it is. It's hard to explain it in words to somebody who has not been through that, right? So if you are going through that journey, if you found some help from that verse, please do share. And if these videos are helping you, please do consider to share it with others. And there's other weekly and daily 12 p.m. Shorts on this channel. So check it out on the homepage for all of that. And also I will leave my website link in the description. So check it out. There are lots of other things. There's a community, people who are walking this journey. I would love to see you there someday. Take care. Bye.